Nairobi traffic. Some days it's bad enough to force even the bravest of motorists to take a taxi, or if they're wealthy enough, to hire a driver. And so private cabs, or public transport, is the route many Nairobians and visitors choose to go. It's this thriving industry, as well as the city's mobile internet access, that web-based transport application Uber is looking to cash in on.
We look at a couple of things when we're entering a market. Some of the points we look at are smartphone penetration, population size, appetite for new technology, and just like Lagos, Nairobi's exhibits all these kind of factors. And once you put them all together, it creates kind of like a beautiful melting pot whereby an app like this can launch successfully and add value to society.
Kenya is a unique market when it comes to taxis. Most fares are based on the distance traveled rather than the time it takes to get there. There's also the question of security.
Yeah.
Uber says it's undeterred.
With Uber, there's no need to negotiate rates with the driver. Everything is set on a per minute and per kilometer basis within the app. So you don't have to negotiate with the driver, you don't have to pay cash. That's another one of the safety features of the app, is it's cashless. So drivers are protected in the fact that they're not always carrying around huge amounts of cash. The riders have, what we like to call part of the magical Uber experiences. They just have to exit the car as soon as the ride is completed.
Drivers here are no strangers to the cashless system. Kenya's been using M-Pesa mobile banking for years. And for some drivers like John Courier, transport via web app is no new phenomenon. He's already using a Kenyan mobile app called Easy Taxi. But there are some glitches.
The traffic, because you can see when you get the application, the client don't know even the internet doesn't know there's a traffic. Because when you accept, it says the client is waiting for you for 2 minutes, whereby if you see the traffic, you cannot make. Or even if it's 1 kilometer, and there's traffic, and the application has said that the client is going to wait for 3 minutes or 5 minutes, it took you 30 minutes. So when you go, the customer started calling, you have stayed a lot, but it's good they know about the traffic.
At the moment, Uber is already being used on the continent in cities in South Africa, Lagos and Cairo. But just how does an ordinary Nairobi street cab driver feel about Uber knocking on his door?
Uber will have a lot of difficulties because our clients, they keep on negotiating price. And Uber has got fixed price. And I know Uber must be very expensive, even than Kinatico, according to how I think. So, unless they send customers, maybe Americans can afford and other rich peoples, but there are very few who can afford, unless they are given contracts by companies. Yeah, that's what. But those people we normally pick from the streets, those ones cannot afford.
I think it's interesting that Uber is now entering the market. I think it'll be difficult for Uber because from what I can gather, Easy Taxi's done a really good job here so far, and I think they're the first mover. So I think it'll be difficult for Uber to come in as a second entrant.
For the next 2 weeks, in conjunction with Nairobi's ever-popular Restaurant Week, Uber is offering a 20% discount for rides across the city. But the organization still doesn't have a plan, at least not one it's sharing, for navigating this traffic. Robin Creel, Nairobi.